Small dog syndrome. Why are small dogs always barking, lunging, and trying to pick up a fight when they're out in public? Most of the times, every small dog that I've seen around me, especially having worked with so many dogs all of my life, I see a common behavior issue in all of the small dogs that we've come across, that they're always very vocal, they're barking a lot, they're trying to chase people away, they're very, very territorial as well. One thing I want to put before I talk about small dog syndrome is that toy breeds, especially Chihuahua, Maltese, Shih Tzu, Cocker Spaniel, all of these smaller breeds are a lot more compatible in cities like Delhi, Bombay, and Bangalore. So they do really well, and they're really, really common and high in demand when it comes to new pet parents, because it's always assumed that they would be easier to maintain because of their smaller size, they'll be easier to manage, lesser exercise needs as well. However, one thing I see quite a lot, that small dogs are not raised and managed like medium or large dogs. As a matter of fact, small dogs are not even kept like dogs, you can say, because they're always being carried everywhere. In order to stop any behavior, in order to control them from any situation, we don't usually focus on training them or rehabilitating any of the behavior issues. We're always just lifting them and picking them up. What that does is that it escapes and evades the situation at that moment for sure. It always helps. You're able to pick up a barking Shih Tzu from any situation and you avoid conflict. But in the dog's mind, you're always enhancing and motivating the behavior by picking them up at the wrong times. Small dog syndrome is a common behavior trait that trainers and behavior specialists have coined over the course of time, so that we can specially focus on all the wrong habits that pet parents practice when they have toy breeds or small breeds at home. The number one thing that they do is that whenever a toy dog is barking at a stranger or another dog or children or a new visitor at home, they always end up picking up the dog and lifting them away from the situation. For us, it's a quick escape, like I said. However, for the dog, it's called positive reinforcement. You've literally just elevated them from the ground and you have enhanced and motivated that behavior by increasing their dominance and intimidation. In animals, a line of sight being elevated automatically builds their position to be more dominant and the hierarchy levels to be higher than whoever they were barking and screaming at. So just imagine this: if your dog faces a new dog and they start barking, you have automatically elevated them and built their hierarchy and dominance at that very behavior. So what that leaves the dog thinking is that if I try to pick up a fight with someone, my family, my parents, my handlers will always come and rescue me, and not only will they rescue me, they'll elevate my position and they'll put me in a better fighting position in front of whoever I'm barking at. Small dog syndrome actually makes dogs like Shih Tzus feel like Saint Bernards, because every time they're aggressive, they get elevated, their height increases, family comes and protects them. We always end up picking them up from that situation. So now try to think, whoever's had a toy breed at home, try to think how many times have you picked up your dog from a situation where they were anxious, nervous, fearful, territorial, or generally reactive. Every time you have picked them up from those situations, you've ended up motivating the dog for behaving like that repeatedly. The first thing we would want to do to fix that problem is avoid lifting up your toy breed dogs in situations where they're showing unfavorable traits or signs of behavior. If they're shivering, trembling, fearful, hiding in a corner, barking at someone, trying to be territorial or reactive, that is not the time at all to pick them up, pet them, call their name, or try to motivate their behavior by giving them extra attention in that state of mind. The number one mistake toy dog parents make is enhancing all the negative behaviors, thereby leaving all small dogs to be super fearful, nervous, timid, shaking, and even reactive towards new people.